Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our webinar on securing the unreachable, intelligent security for remote and hazardous energy operations, presented by Convergint and Genetec. I'm Louise Waters, editor of Oil Review Middle East, which is hosting this webinar today. It will tackle one of the most pressing challenges in energy operations, how to provide comprehensive and unified security coverage for these high-risk environments. The webinar will cover three main areas. We'll start by looking at the security challenges posed by remote and hazardous zones with their connectivity limitations, fragmented systems, and lack of command centralization. Then we'll move to intelligent solutions in action from detection to response and how unified platforms can provide real-time visibility and turn complexity into actionable insights. Then finally, we'll discuss how resilient and compliant security can be scaled up across multiple sites and regions, and how AI, cloud readiness, and ecosystem collaboration are likely to shape the future of energy security. Our speakers will share their expert insights and practical strategies to unify, automate, and future-proof complex energy environments. To introduce the presenting companies, Convergint is a global leader of service-based systems integration. It has more than 220 locations worldwide, 5 of which are in the Middle East region. With 10,000 experts across the globe, Convergint brings more than 20 years of experience in designing, integrated, and maintaining customized turnkey solutions in security and IT infrastructure, AI software, and AV. Genetec develops open platform software, hardware, and cloud-based services for physical security and public safety industry. Its flagship product, Security Center, unifies IP-based video surveillance, access control, and automatic license plate recognition into one platform. It serves enterprise and government organizations via an integrated network of resellers, integrators, and consultants in over 80 countries. It remains at the forefront of emerging technologies that unify physical security systems. Turning now to our expert speakers, Saif Al-Shahrani is KSA Country Director at Convergint, a seasoned digital transformation strategist, consultant, and leadership expert with over 23 years experience across various fields. He has a strong background in engineering management and a proven track record in exceeding targets. Saif is passionate about educating others on leadership, physical security platforms, innovative integration ideas, and digital transformation methodologies. With comprehensive expertise in strategic growth, operations, project management, and channel sales, Saif excels in directing tactical operations and implementing best practices to enhance efficiency and drive digital disruption. Mohammed Saad is Country Manager, KSA in Bahrain at Genetec. A seasoned business leader with over 15 years experience in the IT and security industry, he oversees operations and business development in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, driving Genetec's overall growth strategy within these two countries, focusing on revenue growth, market positioning, and operational excellence. His leadership has been instrumental in strengthening relationships with the local industry partners and government entities. Mohammed was previously Hanwha's business director, where he successfully led market expansion projects. We'll have 2 poll questions during the proceedings, so please do take part. And then following the discussions, we'll have a Q&A session. Now, please do submit your questions at any time throughout the proceedings in the Q&A chat box below your screens. And I'm sure the presentation will attract a lot of interest, and it would be great to keep the discussion going. So please keep the questions coming in throughout the events. So now perhaps we can start by launching into our first topic, the challenges in remote and hazardous energy environments. So energy sites, of course, are some of the most demanding to secure. So perhaps I can turn to you first, Saif, and ask you, what do you see as the main challenges posed by these remote environments, and what integration challenges stand out?
Well, thank you very much, Luis, for the great introduction. Let me just give a little introduction also about myself. And I'm Saif Shahrani, Country Director of Convergent Technologies in Saudi Arabia. And I'm happy to be here today for this presentation together with you, Luis, and with my colleague, Mohammed Saad. I hope that we are going to bring something beneficial for the customers. At Convergent, our mission is simple, is to be our customer best service provider, delivering world-class design, engineering, and integration that make operations safer, smarter, and more resilient. With over 2 decades in digital transformation and engineering management, I focus on bridging leadership and integration to secure even the most remote and hazardous sites. Going back to your question, the first thing that strikes you in any hazardous location is fragmentation. Different systems, CCTV, access control, fire and gas, all installed in different times with different protocols. Add to that connectivity limits, harsh conditions, and compliance burdens. And you get also operational blind spots. At Convergent, we go beyond integration. We focus on orchestration. We bring all subsystems into unified command environment through Genetec Security Center. This creates proactive situational awareness so operators see and act before risk escalates.
Thank you very much, Saif, for that comprehensive answer. Just to sort of follow up on I suppose, the safety challenges as well, and when you have to track potentially remote workers and ensure compliance and so on. I guess that is one of the most pressing challenges as well when dealing with these remote operations. Would you say, Saif?
Yes, I echo what you are saying. Of course, safety, security, making sure that the people, because in such type of environments, people first, people security and safety is first. So making sure that you keep the security of people beside, you are keeping the security and safety for those places are related to the environment. So yes, security is very important and it's a very essential issue to secure the people and secure the assets.
Thank you very much. So turning to you then, Mohammed, from your global and regional deployments, what recurring gaps do energy operators struggle with most when it comes to visibility and control, do you think?
Thank you, Luis. Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everyone. Actually, it's a real pleasure to be here today. Great organization. Thank you, Luis, for this event. And also, I want to say that I'm truly honored to be here today with Saif, a great leader in the security field. His work has played a big role in our kingdom here in Saudi Arabia in the transformation and the new visionary leadership of His Highness Royal Prince Mohammed bin Salman. So very happy to be here with you, Saif. A small introduction about Genetec, as you have proceeded, Louise. We are here to help organizations across the world, and especially my role in the kingdom, to move towards smarter and more unified security platforms that fit perfectly with Saudi Vision 2030. So our platform brings together several products: video, access control, license plate, recognition, analytics, any product that is smart, all in one place. So the team, the operators, and the operation can work smarter, respond faster, and make better decisions. Now, going back to your question, exactly said by Mr. Saif, it is about the different topics and systems working separately. Huge implementations we are seeing today in Saudi Arabia. You might have cameras, you might have access control, you might have sensors, perimeter sensors, radars, underwater sensors. But the issue is that each one runs on its own platform. So it makes it hard for operators to see the full picture, and it makes it harder for them to respond. You can always find solutions that brings you the alarms, the picture, but nowadays with the huge implementations, response and safety comes first, especially at a remote or high risk sites where our today discussion about energy. So this is where Genetec's Security Center come. It brings everything together, all the products, all the solutions, whether it was a video, sensors, access, analytics, AI, into a single platform. This helps team work smarter, reduce complexity. This is one of the most topic we speak about. The word of our CEO, he always say, security shouldn't be complicated, it should be simple. And that's true, that's what we do. So reduces complexity and making response faster while staying compliant with the security standards. So in our region here today, another challenge, Luis, is the scaling and standardization. So energy companies manage large, spread out facilities, often using different contractors and technologies. Like Safe know, in mega projects, let's say here in Saudi Arabia, you can find 3, 4, 5 mega contractors and the small subcontractors. And that happens a lot. So Genetec solved this by federation and federated architecture, meaning each site can operate differently, but still connect to a central command center. So even across multiple locations, operators get a unified and consistent view of their entire operation.
Many thanks, Mohammed, for outlining all those benefits of a unified security system. Anything you wanted to add to that, Saif, before we launch the first poll?
Well, I believe, when it is coming also to do such type of large installations, you need to ensure the quality and reliability when you are designing such complex systems. And that's where our engineering discipline makes the difference. All solutions are delivered by certified engineers, validated for performance under extreme conditions. We combine our global design standards with local compliance like HCIS, ISO, to ensure each system meets both regularity and operational excellence. Quality for us is not an audit step as Convergint. It's a culture of trust and accountability.
Thank you very much, both of you. So before we move on to our next topic, we would like to launch the first poll. So the first question: which challenge resonates most with your current operations? So there you have 5 possible answers: limited visibility across remote sites, legacy system integration difficulties, compliance and audit readiness, operator fatigue, manpower limitations, or anything else? So we'll keep that poll up for a couple of minutes so you can think about your responses. Please do respond to the poll, because it would be really interesting to see what challenges you see as the greatest for your current operations. So just to repeat those options again: limited visibility across remote sites, legacy system integration difficulties, compliance and audit readiness, operator fatigue or manpower limitations, or anything else.
Actually, it's not fair. Me and Saif, we cannot vote here. I wanted to get Saif's view on this, but maybe we will offline it later.
No, we are here to solve the problems that the customers see.
Well, by all means, do feel free to share your thoughts on that. That I'm sure our audience would be interested as well, Mohammed. Before we move on to the next topic, if there's anything you wanted to add. Okay, that's interesting. So
very interesting.
Yes. So yeah, two sort of big challenges: the limited visibility across remote sites, which we highlighted in the opening session, and legacy system integration difficulties. Those seem to be the two main challenges that people are facing. We're followed by operator fatigue and manpower limitations. That's interesting response. What do you think, Mohammed and Saif? Do those responses resonate with you? Do you see those as the sort of are you do those responses surprise you or not?
Exactly, Luis. I think me and Saif comply on. There's many difficulties in such environments, but the audience were very clear. These two top challenges that we see on daily, whether it is the legacy systems or in the integrations, and the complexity is truly a challenge. Yes.
Yes, I echo what Mohammed said. It's obvious, and it's also described correctly by the customers, by the viewers, that limited visibility across remote sites, it's creating less response time. So you need to have this visibility in order for you to monitor and to secure your remote locations, which is obvious. The other one is the legacy systems. Most of the systems, and we just mentioned it in our earlier discussion: fragmentation, legacy systems, old systems, different systems. It needs integration, and also it needs upgrades.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, both of you. So let's move on now to our next topic: intelligent solutions in action, from detection to response. So detection is one thing, but how quickly and effectively can teams act in response? And how does unification help energy operators simplify their operations? Mohammed, perhaps we can start with you this time. Where does a unified platform like Security Center add the most value to the process?
Lovely. So in energy sites, operators often use, and we have spoken of this, but we need to just stress on, we see that operators often use different systems, separate systems to manage security. You have separate data centers, separate servers, one for CCTV, another for access, another for vehicle control, sensors. So with Genetec Security Center, what we provide is everything is brought together in one platform. So operators see the full picture instantly. Like, let's say, for example, with access control, they can easily manage who enters each site, whether it was a remote site or different sites, each employee, contractor, visitor with full tracking. The ALPR solution that we provide helps monitor vehicle movements across refineries and remote gates in real time, improving safety and flow. Our mission control here gives the operators step-by-step guidance when an incident happens. So it's challenging to have a huge number of sensors and data dropping and flowing into your data center, but taking action is also a huge challenge when it comes to operations. So our mission control helps in guidance when an incident happens, which reduces mistakes and helping them flow the right process every time. Like in short, security centers turns, and this is what we focus to our clients, to our audience, it turns data coming from thousands of sensors into a clear action. Getting the data is something, but also turning this data into action is something else. So helping teams work faster, safer, and smarter, and it's all about supporting Saudi Arabia's digital transformation, the huge growth that we are seeing this year, the development that's happening, and helping in building more efficient, connected energy operations.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. So perhaps I can ask you then, Saif, when designing command and control environments, how do you make sure multiple subsystems blend into something operators can actually act on?
Oh, thank you, Louis. This is a great question. And we always start with the operator's reality. What information they need to make a decision in seconds. We design command and control ecosystems that bring CCTV, access control, radar, drone feeds, and OT data into one visual dashboard in front of the operator. So using AI dashboard, Genetec mission control, we can create guided workflows so operators see the right information at the right time. Integration is engineering, but orchestration is leadership. And this is what we usually do when we design such type of command and control systems.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. So Mohammed, perhaps I can turn to you now and ask you, alarm fatigue is a global issue. How does automation help operators focus on what really matters?
Actually, in the last meeting we had with one of the biggest clients here in Saudi, I was discussing this earlier, I believe 2-3 months back with Saif. One of the clients asked me, like, okay, we have 25,000 sensors, alarms, and operators gets many alarms. Let's say one of the alarms is a fire alarm, and the other alarm is an unbehavioral alarm. Another alarm is a missing child or a gunshot. How would the operators react? Where to start? And this is a dilemma nowadays. It's challenging. Data flow, alarming flow is really challenging, and how to coordinate your response, categorizing your response. So it's true, Luis. One of the biggest challenges here, especially in the energy and operations today, is the alarm fatigue. Now, operators receive thousands of alerts every day, and most of them are not critical. So this issue isn't lack of data, actually. It's having too much of data. Now, with automation and AI, Genetec helps teams focus on what really matters. the system automatically filters out false or repeated alarms and highlights only the ones that need real attention. Now, with the mission control, we take it a step further. After filtration, we give the operator clear step-by-step instructions with this massive alarming that he is receiving on how to respond to each situation. And we can also introduce the automation here. So this helps reduce stress, avoid mistakes, and make sure every incident is handled quickly and consistently.
Thank you very much indeed. Okay, so let's move on to our second poll. So, which area do you see having the biggest impact on improving security efficiency in your organization? So we have 5 possible responses. First one, unified platforms and command centers. Secondly, AI-driven analytics and automation. Thirdly, enhanced access control and credential management. Fourthly, automated compliance workflows. And finally, integrating OT and IT systems. So we'll have to have those on the screen for a couple of minutes now while you think of your response. Thank you very much. Just to mention those again, we have unified platforms and command centers, AI-driven analytics and automation, enhanced access control and credential management, automated compliance workflows, and integrating OT and IT systems. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, so AI-driven analytics and automation comes out quite strongly there.
This is a new trend.
It is with the trend of the technology. And if I can add a little bit about your last question about alarm fatigue, I believe alarm fatigue is real and dangerous. So by using AI-powered filtering and event correlation, you can reduce the false alarms by 70%. So automated playbox and response steps help operators act faster with confidence. Everything is documented for audit compliance, turning security into proactive, quality-driven operation and continuous improvement.
Exactly.
Great, thank you very much. Okay then, so we'll move on to the third topic now. Okay, so we're going on to from concept to scale, delivering resilient compliance security at a mega project level. So scaling from one site to dozens across countries is where many projects struggle. So what does it take to make that work? Okay, let me ask the question first to Saif. What lessons have you learned in deploying large-scale energy security projects that operators in Saudi and across the region can apply today?
Yeah, okay. Scaling security projects is never about hardware. It's about discipline and alignment. We always begin with gap analysis, understanding legacy systems, infrastructure and compliance gaps before deployment. Then we apply phased modernization approach, starting with critical assets and building repeatable templates. Our goal is resilience and repeatability, supported by life cycle services that keep system reliable for years. Those are the lessons that we learned from designing or dealing with mega projects. Customer requirements first, making sure that we are designing the right system that will be resilient and repeatable and reliable for years. Because the customer doesn't want only to invest for the system. It's not a luxury rather than a need. So those are the lessons that we learned. Customers need a system that will continue for them scalable for the next years and moving forward within the technology. And if you go back and look for the second pull that you just mentioned, most of the customers are going with the trend, which is AI. Now, if you don't have an infrastructure ready to implement this type of trend in the technology, then you need to build it again from scratch. So that is part of the lessons need to be learned for the customer when they are building a sustainable solution for lifetime, integratable, scalable, and ready to use and ready to scale.
Thank you very much, Saif. So, Mohammed, how does the Genetec Security Center adapt to multinational operators who need consistency across multiple regions?
Now, it's not a surprise. You are in Saudi Arabia, and one of the biggest energy companies resides here. So when we speak to security and about security, we're talking about next level, state of the art recommendations. Now, for large energy companies working across different countries, one of the biggest challenges is keeping security consistent and visible everywhere. If you are large, you need to keep in control. And especially when each site has different rules, each country has its own compliance, rules, environment, and even network conditions. So in Genetec Security Center solve this by offering an open and flexible platform. It allows organizations to manage global policies and reports from one place, while still giving each local site the freedom to operate independently and when needed. Now, we also have introduced our Federation product. By using Federation, operators can connect and manage multiple sites, whether in the Middle East, Europe, or North America, through a single unified view. This keeps the alarmings and the operations standardized while respecting local requirements. And the system also makes compliance reporting easier when it's coming from different entities or places. And this helps the team meet safety and cybersecurity regulations across regions without using separate systems or separate tools. So it's all unified and compliant in a single view. So in simple terms, Genetec provides the right balance between global control and local flexibility, giving multinational operators a strong, connected foundation for secure and efficient operations.
Thank you very much. So looking ahead now, perhaps we could discuss AI, cloud readiness, and ecosystem collaboration, and how they are shaping the future of energy security. Saif, would you like to take that one?
Well, thank you. Yes, we are moving toward hybrid architecture, combining on-prem control with cloud analytics for performance and convergence. AI adds predictive capability, while cloud adds scalability and cost-effective solution when it comes to storing data. The future belongs to open ecosystem and this trusted partnership, like the collaboration between Convergint and Genetec, secure, interoperable, and future-ready solutions. So this is how we predict and having AI and cloud readiness and ecosystem collaboration just to shape this future of energy security.
Exactly. And I just want to add to what Saif has said. Like in the future, near future, and it's happening right now, energy security will partially be driven by AI, and also maybe the cloud. We're hearing a lot about cloud management, securing your premises. So these two topics and the teamwork helps to differentiate and progress these two technologies. Now, with AI, operators don't have to watch, for example, hundreds of cameras in one site, 10,000, 20,000 cameras. The system itself, using AI, can detect unusual behavior, like someone entering a restricted zone or a vehicle placed parked in a wrong parking or parked too long, for example, and alert the team right away. Now, with cloud technology, a manager sitting in Riyadh here can check live video report from a remote refinery or offshore platform on the spot without the need to be on site. So it makes the operations easier, faster, accessible, and safer. Now, through collaboration between all of this, having state-of-the-art companies like Convergint with a high-value product like Genetec, the open platform connects easily with all of this demand that we see in this market. You can scale, and with Genetics, especially open platform, real open platform, you can connect easily with different requirements, different systems, different ideas on the spot, like fire detection, let's say, access control, industrial sensors. So everyone can work from a single view. And day to day, this means when it comes to operation, again, less stress, quicker decisions, better protection for people and assets across the sites. Yep.
Great, thank you very much indeed. But before we move on to the Q&A session, I'd just like to encourage people to keep sending in their questions. We've got a lot coming in now, which we're going to get to in a minute. But do keep those questions coming in. We will have about 15 minutes to look at the Q&As. But before we do, I just wanted to ask delve a little bit more into a couple of areas. Saif, the drive for modernization. How would you say you balance the drive for modernization with the reality of high operational uptime, especially when any change carries production risk? Because we do see that a lot of pilots kind of lose momentum, a lot of projects lose momentum after the pilot stage. So how do you keep that momentum and sustain the initiative, the security modernization initiative?
Yeah, I remember we were in a meeting with one of our esteemed customers, and he keeps saying three important keywords. And those keywords were, you know, very interesting and taking me to the idea of, okay, how to keep the momentum when you are dealing with such type of pilot projects, and then after you define something and you do it, you lose the momentum. And those three keywords were, first is collaboration or partnership. So partnership is the first thing that you can put it in the ground, because you are sharing the same vision, you are sharing the same results. Second thing was related to the delivery. How you are delivering your solution? Is this delivery based on the customer requirements and based on the quality that the customer was having your expectation on it? And the third one, which was very important, is trust. So now you are talking about partnership, delivery, and trust. I believe those three words are shaping the momentum, making the momentum in its, you know, in its right place to move the same with the same momentum, making sure that you are partnering with your customer, or you are partnering with the ecosystem completely to deliver the quality. The quality of delivery is also very important to make sure that you are meeting the expectations of people. And the last thing, which is going to sustain for new projects or for finishing the end with the end line of the race, that people trust you, that you are going to deliver, and you are moving forward. I hope this answer is shaping strategically how the interaction and the trust and the collaboration, partnership, and the delivery quality, all of those are together to make the same moment.
Thank you very much, Dave. Great answer there. Mohammed, perhaps I can ask you, in complex sites with a limited bandwidth, can your platform still perform at full functionality, or does it rely on ideal network conditions?
Exactly. So what's happening now in Saudi, the revolution, the progress is insane. We haven't seen this in our lives. Huge development happening with massive progress. And what does that mean? More data flow to your network. So how to compromise on existing and developing sites very fast, and it's happening on second, minutes by minutes. Now, our aim and approach here as security in the security industry is to move and push for organizations and our clients in towards a smarter and more operational intelligent systems where they can have decision on-prem and also connecting other sites visualization with the limited and very limited resources. So here we bring a platform that one platform that bringing all of the data, compromising all of the data into a single platform reduces the bandwidth in a high scale and helps analyze locally and bringing the decision into the to the ground. So this approach helps improve also the security, the efficiency, and while reducing the cost, because it's more bandwidth means more cost, right? So simplifying operations across these sites is one of the things that we do, and we do it very smartly.
Great, thank you very much. And then just one question to the both of you. Every integrator claims flexibility, of course, but long-term sustainability depends on open architecture. So what's the realistic lifespan of a unified system before it needs re-engineering? Mohammed, would you like to answer that one?
Exactly. Honestly, again, with what's happening nowadays, the revolution, the AI, we can see that the new systems are applying on monthly, daily, weekly basis. Every day we have development. Every day we have a new system. And this is why an open architecture helps with your vision. Now, if you have a closed architecture, it will be very hard for companies to develop their way into the latest technologies. But with what we have in Genetec, the open architecture platform that we provide helps you easily connecting to any state of the art, new products, solutions, ideas, and on that scene, on the prem, try to amplify it. So yes, with our open architecture, we can do a lot.
Great, thank you. Anything to add to that, Saif?
Yes, it starts with the with two different approaches. If the system is already there, then you need to reassess the system, make an assessment related to what the customer needs. He want to make it scalable. He want to make it an open platform. He want to integrate things to it. So that is one side of it. The other side of it, if you want to design a new system. So it starts with the design with those basics. So again, the systems today are built to last. So you're starting with the infrastructure, you're starting with the right design, you end up with a scalable system, open platform, and integratable solution for future expansions. So it's again, assessment if it is existing or designing it well with those parameters if it is a new place.
Great, thank you very much. So now let's move on to the Q&A session, and we have lots of questions, but we can still probably take a few more if there are still questions you'd like to ask, so keep those questions coming in. Okay, so we touched on them. Well, we did look at the question of cybersecurity, but we have one question here about how you make your organization safe from hackers and from downloading or system failures. Yeah, Mohammed?
Maybe I can go there. Okay, so this is a perfect question. And actually, it's one of the matters that we have on high priority discussions with our engineers. There is a revolution when it comes to technology, a huge development, but it's very important to comply with the international standards when it comes to cybersecurity, the NDAA compliance. In Genetec, it's true. We are an open platform. Same as, let's say, two of the most non-developed mobile platforms here nowadays. But what differentiates Genetec in the market is that making sure the devices that we connect are tested in our labs and complying with the international cybersecurity standards. That's very much important, like any other security breach. Having any device, for example, in Genetec, we have a supported list. It's true that we are an open platform, but yet any device that comes to our platform should be tested by our engineers. So making sure having the right engineering verification compliance is very important when it comes to cybersecurity.
Great, thanks very much. It's such an important topic now. It's really hitting the headlines, all these hacks into very big organizations. Anything to add to that, Saif?
I cannot add much than what Muhammad already said, but again, it's also related to the design. When you design a solution that is having a firewall, a solution that is having a secure by design approach, let's say, usually such security solutions are having their own network. So it's not connected to the internet network. It has its own network. So this will reduce the risks of having such type cyber attacks, and also the design of the solutions, making that you are putting the right firewalls to avoid any attacks that are coming. Again, also double authentication approaches that are also applied during the design and during the implementation. It allows special people to be able to get those information, and those people are identified and authenticated. So those processes in the back scene are preventing such type of attacks that are coming to the solutions. You know, solutions are sometimes vulnerable, but when you design it very well, you are reducing the risk of vulnerability.
Great, thank you very much. I've got a question about approvals. Can you specify the kind of HCIS approval required for implementing a security solution in Saudi Arabia in terms of hardware, CCTV, IoT sensors, implementation and operation and management?
Lovely. I think Saif has a lot when it comes to industrial. He's been a key leader in one of the biggest energy companies here in Saudi Arabia. But one statement I would say, again, it's cybersecurity. Even on hardware, even on sensors. The main derivative, 2017 derivative that has been released by the Higher Commission of Industrial Security, HCIS, I believe, one of the main topics we were talking about the NDAA and the compliance on the cybersecurity side. So, of course, high availability of the hardware, high availability of the product, and real high availability, real redundancy. So testing these, complying, verifying the cybersecurity aspect is one of the key topics in when it comes to industrial security.
Okay, thank you very much. Right, a question about the cloud or the limitations of cloud in Saudi Arabia. Is a hybrid model acceptable there in the kingdom? And are you facing any limitations of cloud in big Saudi companies, for example?
Yes, I believe some governmental entities that need on-prem hardware implementation. Usually, they are using on-prem. There are certain limitations related to the cloud, and it is also related to the cybersecurity. But again, you know, in Saudi Arabia, we are, you know, data is very important, and it can be used if it is not being protected on-prem, and those are the limitations that are here in Saudi Arabia. There are some companies that, okay, there are some certain data that can be stored in cloud, but there are some important data that could not be used in cloud. Yes, they are making some investment, heavy investment on-prem, but it's for security reasons.
Thank you very much. Anything to add, Mohammed?
Yes, actually. It's not a surprise if I said that one of the biggest data centers in the world have been implemented as we speak in Saudi Arabia. The latest, biggest data centers where these data centers going to be a key chain in the cloud management in the future. So Saudi Arabia and what SAFE has said is exactly there is complications, yes, but they are opening to all the options. And it's very important to give your investors, your clients, an option to grow, whether it's an on-prem and on the cloud. And Genetec portfolio, the systems that we produce, we develop, is a hybrid system where clients can use it on-prem or on cloud at the same time without any extra cost. And this is very important to have your clients ready for the future and for the new technology that is promoted.
Great, many thanks. So we've got a couple of connectivity questions coming in. One is how you manage the loss of signal or internet access in remote areas, and yeah, how you can establish connectivity for remote sites. Is it wireless or wired? So issues with connectivity.
I can take that if you allow me, Safe. Today, this connectivity is risk, but it's there in your list. As an engineer, when Safe was discussing about designing, making sure that having the right design and the right approach, one of the things why SAFE was discussing this topic and stressing is on this topic is that this connectivity, it will happen eventually. Even putting that as a risk is one factor. Now, another way is that making sure that the systems that you have can work offline, do the analytics, the data approach when it is offline, and then moving and transferring all the data required to the main system when the connection comes live again. So again, giving the facility to your engineers to have an on-prem offline system working, handling operations without any interruption until the interconnections come again. But I know for a fact that when designers comes from a reputable entities like Convergint and what Safe is doing here with his engineers, having decisions and implementing strictly designs where a backup of the backup of the backup of the backup is implemented, which make it impossible but still on the list. Right, Saif?
100%. I echo Muhammad what he said. And usually when you are making the design for such type of critical places where the risk of connectivity is appearing, usually we are using what we call it edge storage. So you have an edge storage that is keeping the data stored, not lost, even if the connectivity is lost, which is a temporary solution for redundancy, let's say. Once the connectivity came back directly, the data that has been stored, it will be moved to the storage. Again, also with the dashboard, when you see it, okay, of course, when you lose a connectivity in one certain place, you will have an alarm directly telling you guys, be aware that there is a disconnected device that side, so that you will take the action, and at the same time you are not losing your connectivity in that place. There are also other solutions that are related to SIM. People who are patrolling, they have their camera is connected to the system. You can use it as a movable object or a movable camera with the security man who is going and securing that place to see what's the reason for the disconnectivity. Is it from the network itself, or is it being disrupted by someone who has came and just disconnected? So there are a lot of alternatives. Or again, it came with the design and with the risk assessment that you are taking it in that particular place.
And just to add on the beautiful statements from Saif, HCIS, Higher Commission of Industrial Security, have implemented since energy, and this is our topic today, it's classified class 1, have implemented a very strict compliances when it comes to redundancy. Because you can, with the huge the development that's happening here in Saudi Arabia, you can have you cannot bear with an outage, and redundancy is a key factor.
Great. Well, we're going to have to wrap up in a minute, but I think we may have time to quickly answer another couple of questions. There's one for you, Mohammed. It's Genetec in integration with operations platforms such as SCADA or BMS.
Exactly. And this is the beauty. Security is a key factor, but it's part of a huge operation. And when you introduce intelligence to the security and connecting it to the overall operation, whether it is BMS, an energy and entity operation product, you can have a decisive redundancy and more approach toward your daily to daily operations. So yes, we connect to any device, any platform that comply with the regulations and compliances with the local deviations here in Saudi Arabia, and we can improve and scale our operation and the product to no limitations, if I may add.
Great, thank you very much. Now, there's a question also about customization. Are you able to customize a system based on the nature of the business and tracking these sort of important parameters based on AI fundamentals? Mohammed?
Okay, so what we have done that actually in many times with Convergint, with Safe. We have global clients, huge infrastructure, huge implementations, and security is not something that is not an ABCD implementation. It always recognizes new ways of having your clients' requirements, new requirements, and it happens on the spot. So yes, flexibility should be key, especially when you work with tier 1 partners like Convergent, who they have experts and engineers in implementing the solutions in different scenarios.
I can add to that, Mohammed, that certification is a key. You know, we are not working with a product unless we have minimum 10 to 15 certified engineers in different fields related to the solution. So in order for you to become an expert in implementing the solution, knowing every aspect of the solution, it will help you also to make sure that you can customize, you know, where are the places that you can focus on based on the customer requirements. And it's an easy with a solution like Genetec, with engineers who are certified from our side. I believe this could happen. It's not 100% customization, if we can say it, because that means creating a new solution for the customer, but it is a customization that equal with the requirements and the availability of the customization features in the solution itself. Because it's a unique solution and you cannot just deviate it from its original purpose. So customization available with limitation related to the solution itself, so that it will stay Genetec as Genetec, we can say.
Great. We have one question about use cases. Do you have any off-the-shelf use cases, and also a question about the lead time for developing a new use case? Which one of you would like to take that?
Use cases are there. Excuse me, Mohammed. Yeah. I will jump here. Just back me up if I'm not completing the whole situation. Use cases, there are a lot of use cases related to the customer requirements, which is in our situation as Convergint and our relationship with Genetec, we are working all over the world. We are a global company, and we have a global partnership. So our friends all over the globe, they have some special use cases that's being used, and we did it, and it has succeeded. Now you are asking about a general information about such type of use cases. Yes, we have it. We have some examples, but it might be coming new. Okay, we are the only one who need to look at it, identify it, and see how to take it to the point where it satisfies the customer requirement. So the answer for this question, yes, we have different use cases. It depends upon the use case that you have it, and we can go back to our global teams with the collaboration with Genetec and show those use cases to our customer.
Thank you very much, both of you. Some great questions there. Thank you to our audience. Some great questions and some great answers. Well, unfortunately, I don't think we have any more time. So many thanks to our expert speakers, Saif and Mohammed, for some really great insights. And thanks also to our audience. I hope you found the webinar as insightful as I did. I think, judging by the number of questions that are coming in, you probably did. I'd just like to add that you can scan the QR code to get in touch for some more information. And we will be sending a feedback survey around. So we would urge you to respond to that. Thank you very, very much indeed. So I think that the whole session showed that remote and hazardous energy sites can no longer be managed by siloed tools, but that with the right integration partner, a unified platform, and the right technology, operators can scale security, improve resilience, and build future-proof systems. Thank you very much, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you, Louise. Thank you, Saif. Thank you, Saif. Very proud of our collaboration, Saif, and very proud to be here with you. Thank you, Louise, for this event.
Thank you, Louise. Thank you, Mohammed. I believe today we have seen the securing remote hazardous energy operation requires more than technology. It requires unified vision, trusted design, and leadership. At Convergint, intelligent security is a reflection of our mission to be our customer best service provider. Together with Genetec, we continue to secure what others can't reach, protecting the people and the system that power the world. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you very much for everyone.
Thank you.